Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. It's the Pink Clubhouse, round 2. I'm waiting for Juno from a dose.
Juju on the beat.
And let's also say hello to Sean from Thique Talk, the Aftershow. Welcome. It's okay that I call you Sean, right? I know you go by a side of rice.
Yeah, that's fine.
What kind of rice would you be, by the way?
Ooh, I'll be sweet. Like sticky.
Come on, sticky fried rice.
Ooh.
First of all,
it's high.
It was the first of all. But okay, I don't know where. Oh, there he is. Okay. So we were talking about this whole mess of a moment that's going on. And Juno's coming in right now. There he is.
Sorry, I'm back.
Thank you so much for coming back, y'all. And thank you for with our Instagram moment. Butta, you were saying that you were gonna speak like Mulan and they dishonored the family.
Listen, she has brought it's not just on her either. Both her and he have brought dishonor to the family, tainted the family name. Listen, either you have that back. If it was me, I would have the kid and you'd have to go somewhere, or just give me the pill before it even starts to form. You gotta go. And then I would find me a great therapist, a black therapist. Mm-hmm. I'm black.
Like that.
And I would really discuss some things, because obviously something in your mind told you that it was okay to tell your stepbrother that you wanted to sleep with him, and you guys continue to do it, and now your ass is pregnant.
Right. Okay. So a lot to unpack. I will say this, like, the only confusion I think that's going on here is that they had sex with each other. Like we were talking about last week, last month was Bisexuality Awareness Month. So we don't, let's just accept I feel like we should accept everyone, because we don't know, like, hey, we just had a whole person on the show who had a kid, 14 years old, and you know what I mean? Like, people are bisexual. Right. I feel like more people are bisexual than not. Mm-hmm. And I always say, if you check people's Pornhub lists, you'll see a lot of different things, but their history. But I don't know. I mean, listen, things happen. I get it. Luckily, they are step brother and sister. I don't know how long they've been step brother and sister.
It don't even matter. Don't get nasty.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me ask this question. Now, I'm not saying will you sleep with your step whatever, but what my question is, hold on, everyone, just breathe.
Where are you going with this?
Okay, everyone just take a sip of water. But no, if your mother and your meet someone or whoever, your father or whatever is alive or whatever, and you are the age you are right now, right? And the other person on that side of the family is the age that we currently are, and something like this happened. I mean, I'm just asking, are y'all adults or y'all, I don't know.
I'm going to keep my answer very short. Yeah, nah. I'm not even going to expound on it. It's enough.
Okay, if y'all didn't grow up together and it happened.
It's a child.
So let's say they have the baby, right? And he's like, you know what? I'm going to marry you. We're going to be a family. And they go to family events, right? And it's like, oh, how did you guys meet? Oh, well, my mother married his father.
My mother married his father. Well, listen, look, the whole royal family is pretty much inbred. So these are stepchildren at this point.
I mean, you do got, especially in other countries, you do got those inbred, like especially like Mormons and stuff. Like they believe in that. So
Well, I'm gonna leave it to the other countries, the people in Virginia, Alabama,
like girl, what?
Savannah, Montgomery, wherever. I'm not.
It is frowned upon in society because it's really kind of weird, but it does happen. So, but I'm with you. I'm gonna leave it to the rest of the countries because I personally wouldn't do that. But
yeah, it happens more than we really think. And yeah, I was talking to someone about we were talking about therapy, and he was saying how therapy is not good and this and that and blah blah blah. And he was talking about some of the I forget. I don't want to misquote any or put this on any of the people, but there's famous people like Albert Einstein or whatever who married their cousins.
I didn't know that. Wow.
And we, adore them and this and that.
I think that was left out in his bio or something. I've never known that about him.
He said Albert Einstein. I didn't double check it, so I am not. Don't fact check me, okay? Fact check yourself. No, I'm talking to the people out there. But there are people in this world who have led several things, and I don't know where I'm going, but I don't know.
They've done like a lot of things that are people think is weird, but they've been like titans. Yeah. They've done so many things.
Yeah.
Even though they have like skeletons, much skeletons in their closet. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that happens.
It happens. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for this person because now there's a baby involved, and hopefully she lives in a state where she can go and get an abortion and she's not held down as a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I don't know.
Or find you somebody local. I'm playing. I'm just joking. Relax, Chris. Don't. Anywho, with that being said, I'm going to jump into the next one we do. This is going to come from Anonymous. They're 26 and they're from the East Coast. I can tell you now, it's already giving DL to me. I'm a straight man, and I want to make that very clear. I've never been with a man before in my life. I was scrolling through Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, and I noticed that my homie retweeted some gay shit. So I hit him up and asked him, what the fuck was that about? And he played dumb. So I went back to show him, and the post was gone. Dude deleted it. So I told him what I saw, and he still denied it. A few days later, he sent me a video of the same shit. I called him out on it again, and he came clean about having gay thoughts and wanted to fuck around with me. I had no idea he was curious. I'm not going to lie, I've peeped how thick he is, and I've thought about it once or twice, but shook it off. How did y'all handle finding out you had sexual attractions to dudes, and what would y'all do if you were me?
I feel like this is a situation that happens a lot. Well,
I mean,
would you like to go first, friend?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I just said, like, there are people who I feel like, the world presents that you are straight when you grow up, period. You know what I mean? Like, that's the iota that everyone is supposed to be into. But that's not true. You could talk to, I'm pretty sure, all of us, and we could say at a young age, we knew something was to the left.
Yeah.
I knew in kindergarten.
Right.
Come on.
I wish I was you. I didn't know till high school.
Listen, me and this boy named Kobe, we would go, never mind, that's another conversation.
It's always the K's, isn't it?
No, it was a C.
Oh, the C.
C for car.
C. Oh, mine was the K.
but like, I feel like, these thoughts do, and there's a lot of homoeroticism in the world anyway. Right, there's a lot of it, and we don't talk about it. It's just like, oh, that's what do they say? It's sus, or
no homo,
or no homo,
yeah.
Or Paul.
And really, like, I've had people, in relationships, like, I've been around, and I've already, like, I have pretty good gaydar, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm like, whatever, but I'll never say it. But I've been around a drunk person who lets their thoughts out, and the person was like, oh, damn, that ass is fat. And I'm like, we're the only two in the room. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like,
and Lord JAEGER is stacked like an auntie.
Come on, auntie. You better do it.
Pop that thing.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said that to me the other day, and I was like, and then the next day I had to really, when I was getting out of my car, I was like, am I stacked like a auntie? Like,
you stacked like the auntie that make good tater salad.
Mm-hmm. But but you know what I mean? Listen, hey.
At least we know you can cook.
Yeah,
right. There you go.
In the kitchen and in the bedroom.
Okay.
But back to anonymous.
It just became a little bit more hotter around here.
Right. But I don't know. What do y'all? I mean, listen. I feel like I wish that the world would just let people be, because there are so many people who live lives. Like I have a friend who never, like, I told him about me for years upon years, and you know, he lives in I don't want to give away, but Jersey City, Newark, you know, that whole area, and all of a sudden, 5 to 6 years into our friendship, he was like, you know, I've been looking at trans women, and I'm like, what? Like, what?
I know somebody like that too.
You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, luckily he had a friend like me to be like, you know, whatever, like, you know, cool. There are people out there who really suffer and go through relationships, get married, and whatever. Anyway, that's my rant.
Anonymous, this is what I'll say. I think you should act on your curiosity. I think you should definitely tell your friend that you think he's thick, and you want to see what's up. I think you should definitely explore that side of you, because you know, obviously, and I guarantee you, this is not something you just thought of with him. You thought about this with other men.
Check that.
Right, and if you're on Twitter or Pornhub, you can't help what comes in your news feed sometimes. So, you know, you probably seen somebody pent up like a pretzel and thought, So because you thought, I think you should explore that, and see if you like it or not. Which I guarantee you probably will.
You're gonna
like it. But I think you should definitely explore that side of you. And once you explore that, I think you should have a conversation with self and probably figure out who you are and who you want to be in this world. Don't, you know, I understand you may not tell people right off the bat, but I think you should eventually work to that. That should be the next step.
I second that. I think that I'm actually second that actually to the T, because I feel like obviously it popped up on your algorithm, some, you know, gay sus stuff, whatever you want to call it, that, you know, you were interested in it. And I feel like this may be a real controversial opinion. I may be bashed for it, but it's cool. You know, this is my opinions. I think that everybody is in some way, shape, or form a little bit curious in some sense. I believe that. I really believe that, because even like the most quote unquote straightest people that I know have always, well, at one point in time, they've all told me like, hey, what's it like doing this? What's it like doing that? You know, you're gay, right? You're gay. What's that like? I'm like, why do you want to know? Try it.
Women too.
I'm so serious.
Women too.
Oh,
By the way.
And before we move on, before we get to side of rights, let me say this. And even if you do it and you decide this ain't what I want to do, that doesn't make you gay. I don't feel, because if a woman can do it and have an experience and not be a lesbian, then it's the same for you too. I think you should have the experience, and you're gonna like it. But if you don't, I think that you should just be like, okay.
Life is about experiences, so just experience it. You know, find out what you like. You know, I just feel like just like you go through a certain gap in time where you're trying to figure out who you are, that's kind of a part of it. So
yeah, I hate to just always center everything around like race, but I feel that like a lot of Black men aren't able to have that space or that opportunity to really explore that, because a lot of times anything they do is gay. Oh, you smoke hookah, that's gay. Oh, you do this. Oh, you cook, that's feminine.
Right.
Oh, everything. They don't have that room or that space to just be able to just be and truly explore. So I think just having that real conversation with their friend to be able to really check the climate of their relationship and see if it can really sustain them exploring it, because the friend might still be in that space of, oh no, I'm still having an inner battle, and they might not be able to even explore that you're attracted to them. So again, check that climate, see what's up, and give yourself permission to see what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, and just like Johnny is saying, they don't even eat hot dogs because it's sus. Like, I think that some of these things, these tropes that are just so, it's just so backwards. And I feel like in 2020, and you know, a lot of it, I mean, let's just be honest, we're going to talk about this. Like, a lot of it comes from religion. And it's fortunate that there are people out there who don't even follow religion that are pushing these ideas. Like, you know what I mean? And you don't even follow religion, so why do you care about who I have sex with?
And then people misinterpret that Bible, but that's another conversation.
Come on.
And that's a whole other conversation, which I've had with BUTTA, and we've talked about, you know, how there are things that, I mean, I feel like we should just say it at this point. I mean, I think it's better for you to say it because you're a church person.
First of all, let's just be honest. The Bible has been written a million different times, and every time that the Bible has been written, it has been shaped and cultivated and written to fit a specific moment in time.
Break it up.
Christians, they love to talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, but let's be very much so clear. That city didn't burn down because of homosexuality. It burned down because men were raping boys, women were, you know, people were raping children. There was gambling. Yeah, he tried it with the church person. I grew up in the church. I'm not currently a church person. But, you know, I think it's unfair. I think they love to cherry pick that Bible to basically use it as a gun to pinpoint people out and to make them feel ostracized. And I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, the gun part hit because I feel like that's exactly what it is. Like,
and I feel bad for. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I was agreeing.
I feel bad for men and women because we even had a viewer write in last week. There are women out there who, you know, they look like Home Depot to me, and
not Home Depot.
They are in relationships that they don't want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
They're building houses, and it's like, come on, like that's a whole, as BUTTA would say, a bull.
Oh no!
Come on, language.
Wait, just to be clear, I say that in privacy, but it's always like a key between us. So,
because first of all, when I heard that word, I died. I was like, "What is that?"
Listen, I am from the South. I'm from Texas, and growing up, my grandmother would say things
Texas?
like that. Yeah, Dallas.
I'm from Texas. I'm from Austin.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Texas. I love it, but
No.
Yes.
When we say that, we mean no harm.
No.
Okay, we love all the Texas.
When I first heard it, it was about so Candy from the Real Housewives. Her mom. There was a picture of Candy's mom from back in the day. That
Mama Joyce
was very. She was very strong looking, and
Very Home Depot.
Very Home Depot, and
I'm done.
but it was like, oh, that's nothing but a, you know, and just because I don't know if it's inflammatory or not, but I know he doesn't mean it in a bad way. But yeah, there are people out there who are suffering and have never been able to really know what their body feels like, what their sexuality feels like, because they've been held down to society's standards, when most of the people who are pushing these standards are fucking men and women behind y'all back, just so y'all know. So, but anyway.
And I have to second guess what friend said down there. I feel like it is specifically hard for Black men to kind of express themselves in any kind of way because of the way that we're automatically conditioned, as opposed to, like, you know, a white person. You know, me being in I grew up in Texas, but I grew up in, like, you know, it's hell growing up being gay and in the ghetto. It is hell because everything you do is like, oh, why are you walking like that? It's like everything I do is like.
I can identify with that. You know, yes, I have a very dapper, strong voice now. But when I was younger, it was very much, something like, it was very high. I could get up there. I definitely sang tenor one. And that was a big thing for me, even being a thicker guy, why you walk like that? Why he shaped like that? Why does he talk like that? So I can identify with that, Juno. I think growing up, being Black and in the ghetto.
Yes. Like Nikki Leak said, the ghetto.
Listen. And Juno, have you been to Dallas?
I have.
So you've
been to Dallas.
Like the Oak Cliff area, listen.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oak Cliff.
Mm-hmm. That's not for the weak.
It's not for the faint of heart. You gotta definitely have a strong back and strong bones and everything else.
Well, listen.
I'm being so serious. It's like when I was growing up, it's like if I brushed my teeth the wrong way, it's like,
oh, you going too deep?
Wait.
You're going too deep. Why are you going too deep?
Show us how you were brushing your teeth. Can we see?
Oh, the gayest way as possible.
No, get to the back.
The back. Get the floss. Oh, flossing was out of it. It's like, you can't floss. Who flosses?
That's really crazy.
Easy.
Why you show up to the dentist office, I'm pretty sure Dr. Heavenly would not want to take any of them.
Right.
They show up at 6:30. She'd be like, oh, we're not going to get out till 7:30. Let's go ahead.
So, Cider Rice, or Sean, have you dealt with this kind of, these tropes and growing up?
Oh, for sure. I definitely did. I dealt with it even more so when the whole colorism concept as well. It's like, oh, you're light, so that automatically means that you're softer. That means you're supposed to come more feminine in a way. And I used to want to play tetherball. I used to want to play Foursquare, doing all those things. I grew up around a lot of women, so that was just natural for me. So a lot of times getting that title of gay before I even knew what gay was. So that's one thing that I definitely can identify with.
I used to love Foursquare, by the way.
Come on. Hopscotch, all of it.
You know what? That's a topic that we need to talk about one day. Being called gay before you even know what gay was.
Oh, I definitely didn't know.
That sounds like a New York seller title. Yes. My friend.
That just based on what you're saying and based on what we're all saying, that I feel like we've all been through that, and I went through it when I was probably 12 or I don't know, definitely young, probably 10 or something. And my aunt said something, and I overheard her. She was talking to somebody else, my other cousin, and I overheard it, and I was like, "What is that?" That was the whole thing, because I have a whole memoir I'm gonna have to write because, okay, there was spells and things that were being cast upon me at that time because, and I'm being for real too. There really was they were trying to do things like that, but yeah, I mean. This is crazy, yeah. I don't want to go too deep because we were having fun, because I feel like we need a real big panel for this.
Yeah.
We need to do a special Pink Clubhouse.
Yeah. And I feel like you two need to be on it. We're gonna try to get this StreamYard thing going so we can have 10 people, because that topic alone, there are topics I really want to talk about that I feel like we could go really deep and
be told in so many different ways and really connect all of us. So
Sonny said I was a double dutcher. Listen, baby, give me that hula.
Dutcher.
Give me that.
Was you a jumper or was you a twirler?
See, me, I was a Barbie girl or a Barbie boy. I hid my Barbies. I literally did.
I used to play with my sister Bradshaw.
Me too.
Wow.
I think the worst thing for me, because I was so big on I was a little black nerd, and I love Power Rangers real heavy. So every time it was time to play Power Rangers, they was like, "Who's what?" I was like, "I'm the Pink Ranger."
I was always the pink or the yellow.
Always the one kicking everybody butt, kicking everybody ass.
And you couldn't tell me I wasn't Storm from X-Men. I don't care.
I didn't have that. Not that I'm sorry, but I was always the Green Ranger. But anyway.
You guys saw me. But even playing video games, like, why you always pick the girl character?
Right.
Oh my God. I can relate to that. In a lot of fighting games, I always play with the girls.
Right.
Well, I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with it, but, you know, growing up, that was a big thing. Why are you always picking the girl fighter? Because they quick.
Right. Lord.
So that was our What Will We Do's. Can I share the quote with everybody since we're at the end of the show and I can get everybody's opinions on it? So as we get to the end of our show, we're going to do something called BUTTA quotes. And those that know me personally know that I love a great quote.
A white?
I keep like a white quote.
You say you like a white quote? I'm sorry.
I love a great quote.
Okay.
And quotes have definitely gotten me through like my journey. And they can be very, very encouraging. So I'm going to read you guys this quote and you just let me know, what you guys think. Give me your opinion. So this BUTTA quote says, everybody wants diamonds, but never think about the process it took to make that diamond. Just like your life, everyone wants a piece of what you have, but don't know the trials and tribulations you faced or obstacles you jumped over to get there.
Oh, wow, I love that.
Thank you.
That is a great tagline.
That's what I'm going to say when I get my peach.
Get your peach?
But with their quote, I think everybody has been through some type of trial and tribulation. And I know even now looking at you guys, I probably wouldn't even know half of what you guys have been through. So tell me, after hearing their quote, what does it mean to you? And if you want to share some things you've been through, then definitely do so.
I personally feel like it relates to me a lot because I'm just going to go ahead and say it and be honest. I would be one of those people that would compare my lives to a lot of other people. And I would get so upset. I was like, man, why is my business not taking off like this compared to that person online? But it's like, you have to think about it. Like diamonds are they're made under pressure and you don't know what someone has done and how much work they've put into what they're doing to get to where they are. So I can definitely relate to that on a bigger level, not a bigger level, but in many levels and I feel like a lot of people tend to fall into that. They don't know what someone has done. They don't know how hard they worked to really make it. So, yeah, it really hits home it struck a nerve. Come on, buddy.
And social media makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Now,
listen, I know.
I would definitely relate to it just for the fact that a lot of people kind of invalidate a lot of the Black experience that happened because of where I'm from. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon. So there's like, oh, there are Black people there? Yes, there are Black people there. And then I went away for school twice, for grad school and undergrad as well. So being able to really just expand my horizons and be able to really explore the courage it took to leave home constantly and then keep moving. Like I'm about to make another move. I just got a new job. So just being able to really, really do that and expand like my professional career and expand who I am personally. A lot of times the story and the journey is missed. So being able to really understand that this is a moment to celebrate. It's a moment to just really enjoy the work that I put in and all that I've done over the years to be able to really celebrate who I am and where I'm at in life. So I connected with it.
Yes.
I think it was funny when you said earlier you thought you were going to work and you didn't even realize you were off for the next 2 weeks. You just
Because it's just natural. Naturally, I'm waking up because when you work in like case management or care, you're pretty much like a social worker on the college campus. So you never know what can happen. Like I could have a student that had their whole home burned down. So I have to get emergency housing for them. Like they can have a whole Title IX situation that I have to go support them with. So really having to be kind of on all the time was something that I naturally was doing in my job. So now being off for 2 weeks, I'm like, what do I do? But now really focused on the move. So I'm excited for that.
For me, I saw something a few months ago maybe that said that diamonds were not like rare at one point in history. And I think they probably still aren't that rare as much as they say. That America kind of made it like some kind of thing that you needed to have. A diamond is forever. That's where that came from. And they just made the diamond like something that seems so rare and hard to get. And I think that, you know, especially in this time of social media and especially with growth and journeys and things of that nature, I feel like Jay was saying, or Juno was saying, both, you're both of those. You know, we kind of like put our lives on like what other people are doing. And it's not uncommon. It's something that we all do. And it's hard, especially in our kind of world, because we have to do a lot more figuring out who we are.
Right.
We have to. You know, there are a lot of people who don't really have to. And like Sean was saying, you know, especially in the Black experience compared to other experiences, you know, they get to have a little more than, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their struggle, right? But for us, it's like I think it's more than pressure for a diamond. It's like we got to go through so much shit.
Yeah.
Because we are who we are and we try to flourish and whatnot. And I think with anything, I'll say, just because I'm going on a tangent again, it's just that, you know what, your journey is not written to a point. The journey is forever lasting. It's everlasting. It's always going on. And, you know, I'm just, not that I'm just finding myself, but I'm finding who I really, really want to be now. And that took some time. You know what I mean? I was always working. I was always doing this, but now I'm doing me. And it took a few years to do so. So I'm happy that I am on that.
Yes, for the self-discovery. Yes.
Yeah. But two quick things real fast. You just woke it up. But when you said that, that made me think of just the concept of self-authorship. You never really understand that you're the author of your journey and your story. So I'm definitely thankful that you said that. And then you talking about like it just being hard. It really made me also think of intersectionality. A lot of times we forget the load that we actually carry on a daily basis. Like a lot of times we're the first. We're the first in our families to go to school, first in our family to business, to be able to do these things and not really have that mentorship aspect. So I think that's one thing that definitely needs to be woken up in the Black queer community. And I'm done.
It's like we walk into it with no guide. We are our own guides. Yeah. So I agree with that.
And that's so crazy. Like, literally, speaking of, you know, having our own business and this and that and whatnot, like, that's a lot. Right. It's a lot. And I think that even my therapist would say to me, you know, because I've been going to therapy for about, I think, 4 years, you have to really look at how far you've come. And I sometimes didn't do that. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd start getting stressed out again, and it'd be like, just sit back and really think of where you came from.
Yeah.
Monumental, you know.
I have to point out something since you said that about therapy. So I've been going to therapy as well for the past year now. Black therapist, BUTTA. And one thing that she really taught me in terms of like when you really just reevaluate where you are where you are in your life, and you know, if you ever have any doubts, just think about where you wanted to be like I'm trying to phrase it in the best way possible because it helped me. But she basically said that think about where you wanted to be. You have all of that now because what you had back then was not where you are now. So just, you know, you are where you wanted to be a year ago, and now you want something different. So just put more effort into continuing to flourish.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celebrate your wins.
No,
yes, exactly. Pretty much.
Yeah, and we don't do that sometimes. And even like me, I know people will give me a compliment, and I'm like, well, but I didn't, and I'm bad at that. Like, I'm bad at just being like, receive it. But Sonny D, he said, and we're always reinventing ourselves. Each reinvention comes with a new level of comfort. Yeah. And that's so true. Like, even talking to KC earlier, and he was saying how, you know, he was coming out and he's on this reality show. And I think that even though that reality show is forcing him to really become even more who he is, you know, because on camera all the time. So now he really has to be him. And I think sometimes we have to force ourselves to find ourselves, because that's fucking, it's hard, it's difficult.
It pushes you out of your comfort zone, and really you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm gonna say this. Everything that you guys said, and even this quote, I didn't realize how this was going to trigger me. So I'm gonna try not to get too deep. Because I'm definitely in a phase of rewriting my story and reinventing myself. You know, I just had a conversation with Lord JAEGER, and I was telling him how I needed to get back into therapy. Because looking at me, you wouldn't know some of the things I've been through just within these last 3 years. You know, my mother has passed away. I was with someone who a lot of people didn't know I was engaged to. And then when he passed away, there was this thing on social media, and it's public knowledge, where people have they painted this picture of me that isn't necessarily the complete truth, you know. And so I kind of tucked my tail, because listen, I'm not arguing with nobody over the internet. I'm a fighter, baby. Either we gonna go with it. And so that situation triggered a lot in me, so I just kind of shunned away from social media. And then I went to another app where, a whole year later, people took what was put on another social platform and decided to try to expose me over there. And again, this picture was painted that I was this person, I was a thief, I was a scammer, which is, anybody that knows me personally knows that that's not who I am. I think anytime people pass away and money is involved, it brings like the nasty out in people. And so that's what basically happened. But because I haven't told my side of the story, I didn't feel the need to explain things to people. This narrative about me has been running its course. And I'm saying all that to say, now I'm in a space where I'm no longer like, I'm going to just tuck my tail and hide. I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to tell my story, and I'm going to rewrite that narrative, because what's been put out there is not who I am. And moving forward, I am reinventing myself. And so this quote means a lot to me. And everything that you guys said has definitely been super encouraging to me, including you, Sunny D. So yeah, I'm going to stop because I'm a Cancer, and I'll start crying.
Yes, for the reinvents, rebrands.
Wake it up.
We're 2024, 2023, 2024. 2023 is almost over. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy too, yeah. We had someone jump into our show last week when BUTTA was announced as a new co-host, and they tried to come over here. And I've already known about this. BUTTA has really opened up to me. And, we've talked about a lot of things. And I told him, you have to say something. Yeah. If you're going to keep, it's always going to chase you. Now, your shadow's your shadow. You know what I mean? And we all have a shadow. And we all have things we've not wanted out. Right. I think that especially as Black men, especially as Black men in the LGBTQI plus diaspora, I don't want to say community, it's very open. But I just feel like we have to be honest. We have to tell our story, because there are so many people, like Sean said, being from Portland, Oregon, there are so many people like us that live in places that probably are watching us, and they're like, holy shit, we are the example. We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I see it, if you don't tell your story, then the narrative is going to be written for you.
Yeah.
Ooh. Right. Very true.
I feel, but I think it's a great thing that you're reinventing yourself. I love it. I'm here for it.
You ate that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say walk in all that you are. I think grief is definitely a lot in itself. It's a constant transition, because you never know when it's going to hit you. It's going to hit you in those waves. Yeah. And it's hit me this month heavy, because it's 1 year of losing my brother. Oh, wow. But it's just that point of just being able to really stand in that. And that's what really got me back in therapy, because I understand this is a new part of my experience and how I operate and move in the world. And I also feel that it also wakes up the idea that life is too short So again, live fully, live unapologetically, and just be able to really walk in all that you are, because we've already been torn down since birth, and being able to be who we are. So fuck them.
Oh, listen, you're right. Fuck them, because listen, I'm about to make some head spin. Get into it. I am coming for everything that I feel was taken from me. Mm. And so y'all get ready to see more of my face, because it's cute.
Because you deserve.
Come on, Mama D. Just don't let your tooth fall out.
Ooh, I'm done.
No, but thank you guys. You guys are super encouraging. I want to say thank you guys for coming to join us for what we do. Lord JAEGER, thank you for being an amazing co-host.
Thank you.
Yes.
And make sure y'all tune in next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another amazing show.
Of course. Thank y'all.
Let me know when you want to come back.
Yes, for reinvent.
Oh, real quick, I know I sent you, but Thique Talk is on Thursdays.
No, Wednesdays.
I'm sorry. Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
Like a close to that, 10, 11.
Yes. And A Dose of J is out now, y'all. It's a podcast. Y'all can stream it everywhere. Please support everybody. Support Rebel, who has his song coming out on Thursday. Mm-hmm. Support Love in LA, which is coming out at the end of the month. Support. It's okay to support. It's fine to do so.
Be on the lookout for Thomas's and Casey's hoodies.
Right.
Yes.
They were cute.
I was at that one already.
And look out for me. I'll be the flower girl.
They said, you only got 5 on.
I want to see that outfit. I do want to see that outfit, but
y'all are hilarious.
But
you do look lit though. I do want one already. Just not gonna lie. I'm a hoodie fanatic, so don't mind me.
Well, again, thank you guys for coming through the Pink Clubhouse. As always, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see y'all next week.